And thank you. We're getting more answers for you tonight on rising Eversource bills. Viewers have been flooding our newsroom with questions about higher electric costs, especially since smart meters were installed.
Western Mass News reporter Matt Price has been getting answers since the beginning, and he joins us live in studio with those answers. Matt.
Chris and Amanda, people have been understandably confused and concerned about this topic, especially with the colder temperatures across Western Mass continuing to flow. So tonight, we are breaking down those charges. All week, viewers have contacted us about skyrocketing Eversource electric bills. All of this happening a little more than a month into the new smart meter program. Smart meters we will get into in a little bit. In Facebook comments on our recent Eversource story, viewers expressing frustration about these costs. So we want to answer this question. What exactly are all of the charges? Well, there's the obvious, supply and delivery. Supply is straightforward. It's based on the amount of electricity you use measured in kilowatt hours. That rate changes twice a year based on market prices. Delivery is more complicated. It covers the infrastructure that brings electricity to your household through distribution, operations and service, transmission, and public benefits. This is all based on the investment and maintenance of power lines, substations, and equipment to make sure you have efficient and reliable service. Let's break this all down a little further. First, distribution, operations, and service. The delivery charge is based on how much electricity you use. That charge is made up of several components, including distribution, grid modernization, advanced metering infrastructure, and electronic payment recovery. There is also a separate customer charge. Next up, transmission. This is the cost of the regional transmission system that brings electricity from power generators to the power lines and then to businesses and homes. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission regulates these charges. And last but not least, the public benefits. This is a portion of costs that are required by both the state and federal government for financial assistance and energy efficiency programs, whether or not you use things like solar panels or electric vehicles. This now leads us to the new smart meters. The old meters collected data on a monthly basis and required an Eversource crew to read them from the street. The smart meter, though, automatically sends data to Eversource's systems. There is no fee for the smart meter installation, but the cost of the program does factor in the cost of service, and, according to Eversource, is collected in the delivery portion of customer bills. Eversource says the smart meters prove detailed information on electricity usage so customers can better understand and adapt their energy use to save money in the future. In short, here's the breakdown. Supply is 40% of the bill, distribution is 30%, 17% for public benefits, and 13% for transmission. So there you have it. There are a lot of details, all of which can be found on Eversource's website. And as we've been reporting this week, Eversource is redesigning the electric bill to make it easier to understand for customers. We have a link to all of this on our website, westernmassnews.com, and our app. You just have to click on the As Seen on TV button. Reporting live in the studio, Matt Price, Western Mass News.